Hello everyone, welcome to this first round of our Masters Edition 4 draft. This hand's really nice. We have, lands, both colors. We have some plays. You will not mulligan. So, pretty obviously we're just going to go plains, swamp, trooper, hopefully draw land or some more plays. Yeah, I don't know. There's not too much analysis I can do with this hand other than, because Master Edition 4, it's a much slower format than people are used to. It's almost similar in a way to core set draft in that creatures removal, pump spells. It's the fundamental building blocks of modern Magic that you use, right? And it's pretty obvious why. It's because these are all old sets. Master Edition 4 heavily draws on Beta, Antiquities, and one of the Portal sets, either Portal 1 or Portal 2, forget which. And so if you think of like Beta and Portal, those were Beta was Magic when it first came out, and so everything was pretty much the basics. And then Portal was designed for beginners, so that's also the basics. Antiquities is the only thing that really adds a great deal of complexity to the set. So we plains, say go. So that's just something to think about. So one thing I realized is that we actually don't have very much good artifact removal, or any, I believe. And so if we do face a heavy artifact deck, we might be in for a little bit of trouble, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Because, in fact, I actually don't think those are very good. Because in Scars of Mirrodin, about half the cards are artifacts. And, you have the Metalcraft theme, which rewards you for playing with those. Opponent plays Dragon Engine. That's fine. We'll just play out an Ether. We'll bluff Healing Salve. So anyway, like I was saying in Scars, you have like half artifacts, and so making the artifact deck is, it's a very real possibility. Here, people want to make the artifact deck because of all the Urza lands, right? And so people want to be like, oh man, I could cast like my I forgot. There's like 7 mana 4/4s and stuff like that in this format. That man, I can cast all these expensive artifacts on turn 3, and it'll be awesome. But it really doesn't pan out because you don't have enough artifacts. And if you're trying to run out the Urzatron, you want to draft them. Obviously, there were some going around like late last picks, but so you still don't have to prioritize them, but you have to get enough of them, which means your overall card quality is going to be lower, and you're grabbing at straws as it is. And so, even a monocolored / artifact deck, it's just really, I don't know, kind of loose. I'm not a fan of how that strategy worked. I kind of wish Wizards had put in a few more artifacts. Obviously, though, I'm compared to the age of these cards we're playing with, I'm a relatively new player to Magic, so I don't know exactly what Antiquities was like. I haven't looked at the Antiquities spoiler. Were there a bunch of cards like Dragon Engine and stuff like that? I know there were heavy artifacts, but I just don't think that they put enough in to reward people for drafting the Urza block. Alright, so we miss our land drop, which kind of sucks, but I don't have a problem here with just charging in. Getting for some good damage. This Spirit's something we kind of have to look out for, but not a great deal. Just because with our Ether, if he does make us lose block, if he does make our Ether lose flying, we can always just pump it. Oh, so that's actually just divination here. He hits his 5th land drop. So interesting that he chose to race here. Oh, a giant tortoise. Well, that's something. Well, I'm more than happy to. This gets a +2. To run out Sarah Angel here, and we might even or we in fact most likely might be charging next turn. Giant Tortoise is a really good guy in this format too, in that he does a lot of blocking work on the ground. Like I said, lots of 1 toughness guys. There are cards like Goblin Bully, like a 2-mana 2/1, and stuff that being able to block is a very powerful asset. You want cards in your deck that can block those guys so that you don't get overrun by some like weenie deck. And that's why I love the white weenie deck, is because you get Righteous Charge to push your guys over the top, so to speak. So, one thing we do have to be aware of against the blue players is that there are 2 counter spells in this format. There is Counter Spell, which is actually one of blue's best commons in the set. For double blue Counter Spell, we do have to be aware of that. And there is, although we didn't see any in our draft, Iron Hoof Ox. That is fine. Alright, so we play the land. So, and then the other one is False Summoning, just to continue that train of thought. False Summoning, which is 1 in a blue, counter target creature spell. It's functionally remove soul / essence scatter. It's the exact same thing. So just those are what we have to be aware of. So we have now we actually have some decisions to make. We can Righteous Charge and Serra Bestiary, which might be our best bet, because if we Serra Bestiary the Ox, and then charge, he can make the Angel lose the thing is if he makes the Angel lose flying, he can't block with this, right? Because he can't block, or he can block one of our weaker guys. And even then, if we Bestiary the Ox, then we're fine. My only problem is let's see. If we do that, and then he taps this, makes Angel lose flying. Makes Angel lose flying, double blocks Angel, we kill one of these 2. We get in for 4 plus 3. We get in for 7, he goes to 5. This is going to deal him 3, and then hopefully Angel will be able to come in for 1. Or if we just get in with Angel, he's probably going to try and trade. So I definitely think we Serra Bestiary the Ox here. One thing our opponent could have is Crumble, which is destroys an artifact. I don't know if it's a sorcery instant though. Destroys an artifact, and its controller gains life equal to its casting cost. So I don't know if you could be trying to pull some Dragon Ninja shenanigans. I actually don't know if it's a sorcery instant, but I don't think it really affects our line of play here. So now I'm wondering if we can just get in with the Serra and the Aether and the Trooper, because if he weakens Aether, we pump Aether, he can, no, because he can get value if he just makes our Aether lose flying, blocks it with Tortoise. Even us pumping it doesn't save us. Whereas, if we swing with the Angel and Aether, then he could make that lose flying, this gets in for 4, and then, I think I actually just attack with Angel. The one problem here is that we do have to pay the upkeep for Bestiary, so unless we rip a land, we can't cast Salvage. Or, sorry, I keep thinking Dakmor Salvage, which is the dredge land from Future Sight. But Dakmor Plague is the card I'm talking about. So that we need to rip a land if we want to hit Plague, but if we don't rip a land, that means we're ripping a spell, which isn't the worst. The one annoying thing is that Salvage actually won't kill the Tortoise, which is something we would like, and our opponent will obviously use Spirit in response. Making our Angel lose flying, and then we can't attack with it because Tortoise would just trade with it, and obviously I don't want to trade Angel for Tortoise. Although with our opponent now at 8, Righteous Charge is looking like it's going to do some really good work for us. So while our opponent tanks, I'll just pause this. Okay, so our opponent played a Forest, and it is now Phantasmal. Oh, okay, that's a good card. It's not very good against Deckmar Plague, but so it's a 4-1 flying. He has to pay blue mana every upkeep, or it dies. Soul Shred. Oh, that's a really good one. Um, yeah, that's a really good card. I'm content to just sit here and hopefully rip a land, and then we can Soul Shred the forces, or perhaps even the spirit. He can't swing with forces because we have this Ether, unless he has giant growth. And I'm, yeah, I wouldn't be happy about, or, oh yeah, it's only +2/+0. Yeah. Oh, Underground Sea. Someone made money this draft. So if he's splashing black, he probably has Terror. That's the only thing in this format that he would splash black for, I believe. I don't know all the rares and uncommons, but most of the other power black cards require double black, and so it's less likely he would have that. He would have those. Off just like an Underground Sea. Just getting in with Dragon Engine. So he can pump it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can pump it 3 times to make it. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Oh, I'm actually the worst. I should have just blocked with Ether and then pumped it. Yeah, okay, I'm the worst. Maybe he actually does have giant growth. Because that attack does signal giant growth. Cloud Spirit, okay. Brass Man. So the funny thing is this is actually, well, it's anti-synergy with the Cloud Spirit, at least on defense. So if we charge, and swing with Sarah and Trooper, this will most likely trade with Tortoise. He'll probably double block Sarah, and then Ether gets through for 1. Yeah, I'm not sold on that being a very profitable attack. I think I'm just gonna run out the Brass Man. So the thing is if he has giant growth, I don't want to trade with this, or I don't want him to growth the Dragon Engine in combat with my Ether, because then I can't hold back the forces and the pressure mounts for me to really rip a land. Oh, I guess I could, if I needed to, not upkeep the bestiary, but that seems subpar. I think I am going to block here and just draw out the giant growth, because at this stage of the game I really want to draw land. Or perhaps my opponent didn't realize that my guy's first strike. Hopefully that's the case and they doesn't actually have giant growth. Sick. We just got a ton of value. Our opponent was either bluffing or no, has another Dragon Engine. Alright. We will not be untapping Brass Man. And okay, so we hit the plains. We Soul Shred. Actually debating if I want to Soul Shred or if I would rather Dakmar Salvage. I think I want to. Or I could charge. No, I think I want to Soul Shred. Yeah, I want to Soul Shred the forces. because this also gives us a little bit extra life, just because our opponent does have a sizable force. So now, if we attack with Sarah, our opponent can make our guy lose flying and then block with Tortoise and Engine, pumping Engine twice. Yeah, and that's not very good value. So I'm just going to pass the turn. Next turn, I could see ourselves charging, especially now that we have, although he's going to have to give up most of his board if we charge. So if our opponent, he can pump. He hasn't played the land yet, so I assume he doesn't have one because he's been very quick to play the lands that he's drawn. So I assume he doesn't. Okay, well, I guess I'm proved wrong. So he can pump Dragon Engine 5 times. Oh, he doesn't even attack. That's interesting. He either wants to keep it back, or he didn't realize that we need double white to pump it, and he just had such bad memories of us, getting so much value off that last Dragon Engine that he didn't want to repeat the same thing. All right, that's a card. Hell from Beyond is an amazing card. So we have options. Hell from Beyond will give one of our guys up to +4/+0. That's now. I think the game is now ours to lose. We pretty much have to. We should win this game. If we can't charge and keep Ether up. So if we charge. Sarah, he's going to make Sarah Angel lose flying, block it with Engine, block with Engine Tortoise, and then we can Howl from Beyond for 1 to get to 2 for 1 him. Yeah, I think we just charge here. And then if he gets low enough, we do have the Plague to finish him off. So now he has to do the same math we did. So I think he's going to tank for a while, so I'll pause now. Okay, so our opponent is causing our Sarah to lose flying. I just realized that I forgot that Dragon Engine has a point of power already, so it will be a 6 power, and so it will probably be it will be trading with the our Angel by itself, so we don't need to Howl from Beyond. However, so these are his blocks. We're getting it for 4. So now we want to just Howl the Trooper for 1, and then untap it, Dakmor salvage him, and Dakmor play him and kill him. Because here we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. That's dying. 4. That's dying. Yeah, we'll take 4. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. At first I thought our opponent had something, but obviously if they had a counter, they would have countered the righteous charge. Alright, so we're looking pretty favored here. I don't think there's anything he can have that will win him the game here. Ah, he's unsummoning his own guy to get out from the best area and draw a card. Because he also needs to have an out to the east there, right? Oh, well, he has the spirit to make it not fly. I get you. We will untap Brassman. If our opponent has counterspell, we lose. Well, we don't lose, but... Here, I'm actually going to, just in case he does, leave up the Ether, pump mana. Alright, we win. Whew, that was a grueling one, but I think we did have the better deck there. Unfortunately, our sideboard isn't exactly... We don't have a ton. Like, if we sideboard in the blue, we get Sea Serpent and Symbol of Unsummoning, which, I know, I don't think it's worth it. We're another Righteous Charge. Obviously, it was really great there. We had both of them. Is Righteous Charge better than another Healing Salve? I don't think so. I think Healing Salve is actually probably going to be a pretty good combat trick. Still wouldn't mind, like, a couple of guys off that Bayou. But I think I'm going to just, our opponent didn't show us. I'm debating, like, if we board out, like, the Gravebind and something else. I don't know. Like, we could play, like, some of these. No. I think I'll submit, and we'll leave it as is. So, we do have the turn 1 Savannah Lions, but I don't want to keep one land 3/5 drops, so I will most definitely mulligan. We are on the play, which kind of sucks, but no, yeah, this is fine. I'll just show you guys Dread White, just in case you didn't see it, because it does have a fair bit of text. Our opponent's casting Sleight of Hand. So what it is that at the end of combat, where Dread White is blocked or was blocked by another creature, then you put a paralyzation counter on it, and on that creature, and then the creatures with paralyzation counters don't untap, but they can remove their counters by paying 4 mana. It's like you would cast the card Paralyze on them, if you guys remember that card. I know I do, because that was in one of the first few Magic cards one of my friends gave me. Well, it's nice that we're hitting our lands, so now we just want to draw spells for the rest of the game. If our opponent plays Dragon Engine, we just get shut down. Yeah, he had a Dragon Engine. Alright, we can stop drawing spells or start drawing spells any minute, stop drawing lands. I'll just take it. I actually expected him to have a play, but if he has no play, I'm fine with taking 3. While he's tapped out, I will play my white, and notice that now he can't even attack with the engine, because it's always yield. It always well, he doesn't have enough mana to pump it to a 4 power guy, so that's good. It's really weird. This trigger triggers whenever just at the end of every combat, even if Dreadweight didn't go into combat. So that's kind of annoying. You would think they would have perhaps errated it to make it more, make it more friendly. Like, obviously in Paper Magic, the effect that you notice is very negligible, but on Magic Online, you do, there is always the must yield to this trigger. Ether, decent draw. We're gonna battle with our white. His Ether Glider can't block, and our wild Ether will happily go into combat with that. I'm not really looking to use just Fate, for a while. Perhaps, yeah. Although I might consider if he attacked me, with the Dragon Engine, I might use it just because that can potentially, it can trade with red white, and I'd rather not have that happen. Wait, our deck does have a fair bit of remove. I think it's got way more remove than most decks in this format. Let's see what he is doing. Oh, is he just passing the turn? Oh, he is. Interesting. Well, I will happily get in there with my Ether. It's because now, like, he needs to keep 6 mana open if he wants to be able to, if he wants me not to bash with my white. And so that's a large amount of mana that he's not using because of that. So, and that's letting me get in with my Ether. Oh, Righteous Charge. That's a good one. Yeah, I think I just play Righteous Charge. And swing with the... Okay, he can make it... Still, he can make it a 4-3. I mean, it's really like we're only pumping these two because this would be able to pump on its own, but it pumps the point of toughness, I guess. And so, we are looking pretty good. I think our opponent might have to chump this Dread White. Yeah, as I thought. And we'll happily ship the turn. There isn't any discard in this in the format. I'm like 99% sure there's no discard. So I don't have a problem with just keeping. I don't have to keep the land back, but we don't have any use for another swamp at this point because all we really need more are plains. Wonder what our opponent is trying to cast. We do know there is a control magic in our draft, which would kind of suck, but Death Coil Worm. Okay. We do have a Just Fate that has Death Coil Worm written all over it. Interestingly enough, my friend and TO/Judge mentor, he always calls Worm Coil Engine Death Coil Worm. So just interesting to see how Magic players, get their cards mixed up. And to be fair, we can't really blame them. There are, there are thousands of cards, right? And the thing is, like, he's still dead to this Ether if he doesn't draw a flyer that can block. He buys himself a turn. Alrighty then. But to be fair, now if he can't attack with Worm, unfortunately, for us, because I would really like to Just Fate it. Because we have this white, unless he has another creature. He is attacking. I will happily cast Just Fate. Alright, good stuff. So now our opponent has to have another creature. Or he just loses to our white. Yeah, I thought so. Clockwork Swarms. That's when at the end of combat. Okay. Gravebind. That's all. Alright. Alright, man. I'm gonna play a plains because I'm going to gravebind my or gravebind his swarm here. Um, just so that if I draw my healing salve, I can play it next turn. And then once again, the onus is on him to draw something to deal with her guys. Oh, it's a guy. Can't complain. Oh, Taiga. This guy just opened nothing but dual lands. I wonder if he's just playing them just to show off. Phantasmal Forces. Alright. I will happily get value off the Phantasmal Forces. Dragon Engine is also fine. Two unreach guy. So much value. I could have attacked with the white and forced the Clockwork Swarm to block, but Theft of Dreams. Okay, he's going to draw one card. Obviously, I sense desperation, but and we win the match. Awesome! Yay! We get 2 packs at least. All right. So I will stop this, and we'll see you in the next round.